Am I the a-hole for not apologizing to my entitled mom after she stole my money? I am, 16, part of my school's prom committee. And to raise money for it we planned a bake sale. I had to make cookies for it for when it happened. As I was about to make them on the weekend, I realized I didn't have some of the supplies to make them, and as my mum was about to go food shopping, I gave her my card, which had £120 on it, to get them as the cost of them were around £20. When she came back she handed me my card and stuff for the cake pops, but she also had a bunch of euro notes in her hands and was flexing. I didn't think anything of it as she and my siblings were going on holiday the next 2 days. I had to stay in the country due to exams. 2 days later they left for vacation and 3 days into their vacation, I went to draw out money from my card. So I could buy more essentials for the house, but was only met to see £20 in my account. I was shocked and I immediately put 2 and 2 together, realizing that my mum took £80 from my account when she was only supposed to take £20. I quickly messaged my mum why there was only £20 in my account. She replied later due to time zone differences with, "My bad, I'll send 50 right now." The next day I checked my account, still no money was added to the account. I was upset with what she did, especially since she doesn't put any money in my account, my dad does. Plus I was planning to buy Christmas presents for my parents and my nan. I messaged her again about it. She said she would send £40, but when I checked nothing was added. Then on Tuesday early morning my mum and sisters came back from their vacation. I admit that I wasn't all smiles as I was just woke up, still upset about the money, and also suffering from period cramps. I only said morning with a glum expression. My sisters were already on their way our bedroom before they even realized I was being moody. But my mum quickly realized and asked me what's wrong. And said, I should be happy to see them, which I replied with money. She knew what I was talking about and said, what's the problem? I told you I'll give you 40 tomorrow. She did not tell me that, by the way. I said the problem is you taking it without me knowing. She went on a tirade calling me ungrateful and to not ask her for anything again or expect presents from her, which didn't make sense to me as my dad was the one paying for them anyways. I ignored her remarks and I do admit that I was being immature here. As after her tyrant I labeled the stuff that I bought with the money I had left after her heist with the words, "Don't touch." I barely afforded it with the pennies mum left me with, and I left to go to school. After school ended on my way back, I went to an aunt to check my balance one more time and still nothing added to it. I felt more annoyed than angry and I carried on walking home. When I arrived I was greeted by my mother and told to sit down in the living room. She then asked, what's wrong? I'm gonna give the money back to you. I said, I'm not upset you took the money, I'm upset you took it without telling me you did and why you needed it. She said, I didn't steal it. I borrowed it without telling you. I was so confused, isn't taking something without the person knowing took it the definition of stealing? She also claimed that my tone was aggressive when I talked with her in the morning. Anyways, the argument literally went nowhere and resulted in her saying not to ask anything from her again. And to talk to my dad from now on after she gives my money back since I want to label stuff in the house. She gave me £40 in cash and said she'll give the rest the next day. And these past few days she's been deliberately only ordering fast food and basically left the cupboard practically empty of food for her and my sisters. So I won't have food paid by her since I'm the boss and act like I own everything. Her words. She also stopped communicating with me and only texts me. I've been staying in my room even more than I used to, while my sisters and my mom are in the living room and only come out when everyone else goes to sleep. As every time I do while I'm there I feel a hostile energy. So I end up leaving as they all want me to apologize to my mom. Fed up I told my dad and my maternal nan about it. My dad's mad about it and what she's doing, saying he already gives my mom £300 in child support. And gave her £100 additional to it for her holiday with my sisters. So he's confused as to why she took money from me. He's also sending her money to pay for my share of the meal she's ordering. My nan is disappointed at my mom, but ultimately wants us to talk and try to talk. I tried to do that, but my mom still thinks I'm the a-hole and I should apologize to her. But I don't want to. So am I the a-hole? Edit. I've seen many comments saying my dad should start sending money directly into my bank account. But my card is cash point, meaning I can only withdraw money at ATMs or cash machines and can't pay or order stuff online. Plus the nearest ATM near me that isn't broken and doesn't charge you for using it is a 40 minutes walk away. But when I stay at my nan's house I'll tell him to do so, as there's an ATM next to her house. Update. Today it was me and my younger sister, 12, at home. As my older sister and my mom went to work and has been acting normally. And this evening my mom came back from work with food shopping and takeout for my sister and for me too. Paid by my dad, and she did talk to me but not about the situation, but said she put the other £40 she took back into my account. I'm wondering whether I should show her the post. But I'm hesitant as the last time I ranted about family life privately on one of my social media accounts, on TikTok, she found it while on my phone and embarrassed me by showing my account to my sisters and questioned why I felt the way I did. And now if I stop talking to her or reply with short answers to her when my social battery is low, she always say, "You had so much chat for TikTok, but can't talk now." So I may end up deleting this post if it picks up too much attention in case it reaches her. Honestly, this year she hasn't been acting her usual self, and we've had way more conflicts this year than I've had with her in previous years. I don't know what to do. I'm also seeing many comments saying that Elle should live with my dad, but he lives in a shared house with other people and only has one room for himself, the rest is communal. Also, my dad was low-key terrible to me and my sisters when I was younger and when he lived with us. And nitpicked everything, but it gotten better in recent years though.